Part 10. The Fall of the Fallen. The mark on Leo's chest burned faintly, a soft glow that pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat. She clutched at it instinctively, her fingers brushing over the strange symbols etched into her skin. They were the same symbols from the tablet, the same ones she had seen glowing on the temple walls. The warmth spread through her, not painful but unsettling, like the temple's power had left a piece of itself inside her. Cade knelt beside her, his golden eyes scanning her face with concern. "Lio," he said softly, his voice a mixture of awe and fear. "The mark, it's part of you now." "What does it mean?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Kaora, battered and bruised from her fight with Magnar, stepped closer, her massive form casting a long shadow over them. She studied the mark with a solemn expression, her pale blue eyes narrowing. "It means the temple has chosen her," she said. "The power within her isn't just a weapon. It's a burden, one that cannot be given back." Leo's stomach churned. She wanted to deny it, to say she didn't want this, but deep down she already knew the truth. The temple hadn't just marked her. It had bound her to the prophecy. She was the key, whether she wanted to be or not. Dane leaned against the wall, clutching a bloodied bandage to his forehead. "So what now?" he asked, his voice heavy with exhaustion. "We stopped Magnar, but Savara was right. The war isn't over. The fallen angels, the reptilians, hell, even the demons. They're all still out there." Cade nodded grimly. "Magnar was only one piece of the puzzle. Azrael and his fallen are still pulling the strings. If we don't stop them, everything we've done here will mean nothing." "And how are we supposed to do that?" Lio asked, her voice rising with panic. "I don't even know how I did what I just did. I don't know how to control this power. What if it destroys me?" Kaora knelt down, her massive size making the movement look surprisingly gentle. "The power you carry is not meant to be controlled," she said. "It is meant to be released. But you must choose when and how to use it. If you hesitate, if you falter, it will consume you." Leo's chest tightened. The weight of her responsibility felt crushing, and for a moment she wanted nothing more than to run, to leave this nightmare behind and go back to her old life. But she knew that wasn't an option anymore. The world was at stake, and whether she liked it or not, she was at the center of it all. "What about the tablet?" she asked, glancing at the now darkened stone resting on the altar. Its glow had faded completely, leaving only the carved symbols etched into its surface. "Does it still work?" Kaora shook her head. "The tablet was a conduit, a key to the temple's power. Now that the power has been transferred to you, its purpose is fulfilled." "Great," Dane muttered, slumping against the wall. "So the only thing standing between us and total annihilation is an archaeologist with a glowing chest. No offense, Bennett." Lio shot him a glare but said nothing. She didn't have the energy to argue. Cade stood, his blade still in hand. "We can't stay here," he said. "Savara's right about one thing. This isn't over. Azrael will know what's happened here, and he won't wait long to make his next move." "Do you know where he is?" Lio asked. Cade hesitated, his gaze darkening. "Yes," he said finally. "Azrael and his fallen are gathering near the ruins of Babel. They've been using the site as a stronghold, preparing for something big. If we're going to stop them, we have to do it now." "Babel," Kaora said, her voice heavy with dread. "The place where the first rebellion began. If Azrael succeeds in his plans there, he will tear open the veil between this world and the heavens. The chaos will be unimaginable." Lio felt a chill run down her spine. "Then we have to stop him," she said, her voice firmer than she expected. Cade nodded, his golden eyes meeting hers. "Are you ready for this?" "No," she admitted, "but I'll do it anyway." The final battle. The ruins of Babel were a haunting sight. Towering spires of broken stone jutted into the sky, their surfaces covered in ancient symbols that glowed faintly in the moonlight. The air was thick with the scent of ash and sulfur, and the ground beneath their feet was cracked and blackened, as if the earth itself had been scorched. Lio, Cade, Dane, and Kaora moved cautiously through the ruins, their footsteps echoing eerily in the silence. The tension was suffocating, every shadow seeming to hide an unseen threat. "They're here," Cade said quietly, his golden eyes scanning the darkness. I can feel them. A low, rumbling laugh echoed through the ruins, sending a shiver down Leo's spine. You're too late, a voice said, smooth and cold. From the shadows, Azrael stepped into view, his dark wings unfurling behind him like a storm. His sharp, angular features were illuminated by the faint glow of the ruins, and his piercing, silver eyes locked onto Lio. So this is the vessel, Azrael said, his voice dripping with disdain. The one who carries the temple's power. How disappointing. I'm not a vessel, Lio said, her voice trembling but defiant. I'm here to stop you. Azrael chuckled, a sound that sent chills through her. Stop me. You don't even understand the power you hold. You're nothing more than a child playing with forces beyond your comprehension. She's more than you think, Cade said, stepping forward. His blade gleamed in the moonlight, its symbols glowing faintly. And you're not going to win this. Azrael's smile widened. We'll see about that. He raised his hand and the ruins erupted into chaos. Fallen angels descended from the shadows, their dark wings slicing through the air as they attacked. Dane fired his rifle, the sharp cracks of his shots echoing through the night. Kaora roared, charging into the fray, her massive fists slamming into the ground and sending shockwaves through the battlefield. Lio stood frozen for a moment, the chaos around her blurring into a whirlwind of sound and motion. Then she felt the mark on her chest burn, the warmth spreading through her body like a fire. She closed her eyes, focusing on the whispers that filled her mind. Release it, the voice said. Let it flow. Taking a deep breath, Lio stepped forward. The light from the mark on her chest flared, blindingly bright. The fallen angels recoiled, their dark forms dissolving in the light as it spread across the battlefield. Azrael shielded his eyes, snarling in frustration. You don't know what you're doing, he shouted. Yes, I do, Lio said, her voice steady. She raised her hands and the light erupted from her in a wave, engulfing everything in its path. The ruins trembled, the ground cracking beneath her feet as the power of the temple surged through her. Azrael let out a scream, his form disintegrating in the light, his dark wings crumbling into ash. When the light faded, the battlefield was silent. The ruins stood still, their glow dimming as the temple's power receded. Lio fell to her knees, her body trembling with exhaustion. Cade rushed to her side, his golden eyes filled with concern. Lio, he said softly. I'm okay, she whispered, though her voice was weak. Kaora stood nearby, her pale blue eyes watching Lio with a mixture of awe and respect. It's done, she said. The fallen are gone. Dane slumped against a broken pillar, his rifle resting on his lap. We actually did it, he said, his voice filled with disbelief. Lio looked down at her hands, the faint glow of the mark still visible on her chest. It's not over, she said quietly. The war might be won, but the power is still inside me. I don't know what it means, but I can feel it. It's not finished. Cade placed a hand on her shoulder. Whatever comes next, you won't face it alone, he said. Lio looked up at him, gratitude and determination shining in her eyes. Then let's make sure this world is ready for whatever comes next. Epilogue, the unseen threat. Far away, deep beneath the earth, a pair of glowing red eyes flickered to life. A low, guttural laugh echoed through the darkness, filled with malice and hunger. They think it's over, the voice hissed, but it's only just begun. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe for more stories.